Hello, it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday, right? Who doesn't love a Friday? I'm Carolyn with Swan City Yarns, and I love me a Friday. I have missed y'all. I was like, my Fridays, Bo and I were just complaining to each other about this, that Friday, it's like, has the day gone? It was 11:30 and I came into the office to do some stuff. I turn around and it's 12:30 and I'm like, But I'm so excited to be back here with y'all. I have missed you so much. I know it's only been 2 weeks, but what can I say? Hey, Laura and Anne. Hello, Anne, and Cindy's here. I love it. Linda Caleric. I think I've got a couple of Lindas. I love it. Donna, hello. Speaking of talented people, hello, Donna. Yeah, what's new in the Swan universe? Anybody got good news to share? And I saw your comment. You're working on another extra light bright. I love that. You went looking for yarn for socks and it turned into a sweater. Some of us, I know Valera has the opposite problem. She'll start a project and then, oh, look, it turned into socks. I've heard that a lot, but I would say that another extra light bright sweater is pretty magical. Are you doing a fade? Or are you doing a one color again? I'm very excited about this. Go Cubs, go! I love it. Hey, Valera. Got so busy reading your comments, I forgot to say hi to everybody. Hey, Katrin and Deborah Sue. Oh, Cindy, how many Musselburgh hats have you done now? That's a lot. And three more Triagonal shawlettes for Christmas gifts. That's awesome. I love that. Hey, Karen from Tulsa. Love it. All right. And Linda Frank is here. Yes, Donna, you are very talented. All right. So I have lots of things to share. I'm probably going to forget half of them. But one of the things that I had first on my list was this. Did any of y'all download this? I posted it. And I noticed there was another that someone had posted somewhere else, I think, that came up on my Facebook. And it was like it had some of these, but not all of them. And then I realized, oh, it's because there's a certain podcast. There are some people that I guess they talk about the Hallmark shows and movies. And so they had a schedule of the ones that they would be covering in their podcast. So I was like, whew, okay, I'm covered. So they already have in October, I think I put it on my calendar. The first one is Mistletoe Murders. So it's a series. So there will be multiple shows. I think I marked them 1, 2, 3, or 3. I think there's 3 shows. Oh no, there's another one. That's what does it mean? See, these are the things that confuse me. On October 17th, it says Mistletoe Murders series premiere. And then in November, they're on Friday, November 7th, says season 2 premiere. So I'm wondering if they have a season 1. That must be it, because I see here October 17th, Mistletoe Murders. Then the 24th Friday is Mistletoe Murders, and then season finale. Okay, so they must have 2 seasons. So, okay. Anyway, so I think we get Hallmark because we have a limited cable subscription. Who has cable these days, right? We still have a cable subscription. And we got to pick like certain channels. These are the ones we want in our cable. And Bo was kind enough to get Hallmark for me. So we do get Hallmark movies on our cable. Otherwise, I think you got to pay. Like you can do it through Amazon, I believe. You can sign up for Hallmark, or you can just sign up with Hallmark themselves and stream and pay everything. You got to pay for all these different channels. I remember several years ago, well, it's been more than several years now, before all this happened, I forget what the event was where we now have all these different streaming services, but listening to the Grocery Girls, and they were talking about the different shows that they were watching. And they mentioned that in Canada, it's basically you pay per show you want to watch, or these. And at the time I was like, that is just crazy. Well, here we are. It's pretty much the same for us. So you got to pick and choose what your favorites are. Hey, Karen from Stormy, Scotland. Boy, I tell you, y'all are just getting it this time of year, huh? Hey, Star from North Carolina. I love it. And Sharon is here. Glad to have you. So we have multiple Cubs fans. I like that. Very good. And Sue Fuller from Fort Myers. Love it. And let's see. So you're watching them on the Spectrum app, Linda. Very good. Yeah. So Hallmark Channel is loaded with Chris. I know you. I love it. Love it. Love it. That's why I said in the newsletter that this is kind of my favorite time of year. Is my favorite time of year anyway, but for knitting and all the fiber crafts, because you get, there's so many fun things. Socktober is here. Hello. And then we get all these fun movies, holiday movies for everything from Halloween to Thanksgiving and Christmas. Just all the above. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. All right. So we have a winner to announce today. Scrappy September is done. Obviously, you keep doing your Scrappy projects. I love it. But as far as picking a winner, today is the day. So I went through yesterday since September was done, and looked through all the posts. And then did the random number generator, and the winner is dun, 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 Ann Werner. Congratulations, Ann. Nicely done. And thank you, everyone, for participating always. And I believe I said the prize for September would be a $50 gift card to the Swan City Yarn Store. So I will be emailing that to you, hopefully this weekend, Ann. I will get that sent out. Yeah. So then let's see, what else do we have going on? Socktober is the challenge for October. So socks, you can knit them, crochet them, whatever you want to do. You can make mini socks. You can make full-size socks. You can make shorty socks, color work socks, however you like your socks. And yeah, congratulations, Ann. I'm happy for you. And so let's see. So Diane, because you're in Canada, right? You pay for cable and have lots of different channels, and we get the Hallmark. Yeah, very nice. Okay. So we're basically like that too. And we'll switch between streaming services sometimes if there's a show. Like I just signed up for, is it Paramount? I don't think is it Paramount? I don't think it's Paramount on Amazon, so that I could watch the Lost Kitchen series. I'm done with it now, so I'll cancel that subscription and pick another one. I do, what's the, oh gosh, the British one. There's two British ones, but the one I think it starts with a B. Why can I not think of this? Anyway, I go back to that one often just because I like those shows. So anyway, yeah, so Socktober, that fiber challenge is going on. So whether you are an aspiring sock maker or an accomplished sock maker, then this is the month that we get to do that. And then the Triagonal knit along is still going on. You've got plenty of time to get into that. The official rules for all of those are in the Swan City Stitchers Facebook group posted. And I put links to that in the newsletter. But if you do not do Facebook, you can always email me, because you can post pictures, progress pictures, and WIP FO pictures anywhere on social media. So email me if you're not on Facebook. So BritBox, thank you. I knew it started with a B. Karen, I have too many. Yes, I know, it's just too many. It's easy to, and then it's easy to forget like which ones you have too. So yeah. Anyway, I try not to lose sight of that, because I want to spend my money elsewhere. So I got to make sure I watch it in that area so I can spend it on other things I like, right? All right. I did want to show you the monthly mini color club that went out it was a couple weeks ago now. So this was for September. So here it is, beautiful, bright, brilliant blue, sort of a bit of a royal blue, but almost, I don't know, maybe a deep sapphire. And I called it thick skin because the accompanying stitch marker was a beautiful blue rhinoceros. So a little bit very tonal because I basically speckled it and stuck it in, I don't remember, did I stick this one in the proofer or not? But anyway, so it's got some tonal variation to it. Yeah, it's good stuff. I like that one. I'm very happy with it. And then, yeah, so that was that. That's already, oh, I should have probably given a disclaimer in case anyone for some reason hasn't opened theirs yet. So I apologize for that. Not very nice going, Carolyn. Surprise! If you didn't want to see it, I'm sorry. You saw it now. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, it is a good, Morgan was like, ooh, I like that blue. Yeah. Oh, good, Linda. You got yours. You were the one that I was like, oh, I hope Linda got hers. Okay. Missed that foible. All right. So listen, if you are in Dying to Knit, that is coming up this next Thursday already. So I did a practice pot. It went into the proofer overnight, and Morgan's out there rinsing it now. So I'm going to take a look at it and make sure it meets my standards. So yeah. And I will tell you, because we tend to like to talk about what we're reading. I love how many of y'all read Louise Penny. How awesome is that? Hello, Carrie's Knitting Nook. Carrie, I think that's Carrie from Orlando, yes, area. Hey, Carrie, glad you're here. So our Dying to Knit theme this month is based on the movie Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp, hubba hubba, and Christina Ricci. I think that's how you say her last name. Anyway, so Morgan and I watched the movie a couple weeks ago, and I was like, this does not ring true to the book, because the kids and I read the book a long time ago. And I was like, I want to go back and read the book. So, which, by the way, I started it this morning, and I mean, the movie is good. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think that it is like the book. And the book is literally only, not even, how long is it? Here, it's about that long. I'm already halfway through because this particular book has a collection of stories from Washington Irving. But of course, the Sleepy Hollow movie is based on the legend of Sleepy Hollow. And I was right. Ichabod Crane in the book is a teacher. He's not a policeman, but that's okay. Johnny Depp makes it all okay. So anyway, so I'm reading that. I've been reading a lot of Nora Roberts books lately. Oh, and the last one that I read called, did I write it down? Yes, Hidden Nature, which is I think it was released earlier this year. And it was definitely more expensive than most of her books that I get on Kindle. And I don't know if that's why. I didn't realize that, like, recent releases, do they tend to cost more on Kindle? Like, I've never noticed that with my little romance books. They, every author kind of has their set price. This is their books cost. But, someone like Nora Roberts, who writes these nice full-length novels, I don't know. Is that how that works? Anyway, I paid more for this one, and called Hidden Nature. And it was cool because the main character learns to crochet, which made me think, is it possible that Nora herself is into the fiber arts? I don't follow her on social media. I might have to, just to see if she says something about knitting or crocheting or any of those. Let's see. Oh, you got the second one with the good deal, Linda. Hey, That's the way, we won't, shh. We can't go talking about Carolyn's mistakes. I mean, it wasn't a big mistake, but yeah, I had to send Linda another mini. I may have sent it to the wrong address. Anyway, hello, Everdina. Happy Friday indeed. So, okay, what else is new? Trying to think. I don't know. There's a lot of projects in the Swan City Stitchers, and me being gone for 2 weeks. Woo! Well, I mean, I wasn't gone, but not being here last weekend. Oh, I didn't tell you all about the festival. So Bo made the comment to me. He said, I didn't get the feeling you were as into this last festival. And I was like, why? And he said, well, you didn't walk around as much and you didn't buy anything. And I said, yeah, I think I was a little more worn out for this festival. So we left, it would have been a week ago yesterday, right? Yeah, we left Thursday, drove about halfway, and then drove the rest of the way Friday, got to the festival grounds. It was the Clark County Festival grounds in the Shenandoah Valley, which is beautiful, by the way. I love that area, very rural. I don't know that I've ever been in that area before, but it's lovely. It reminds me a lot of Ohio, actually. Very pretty. And so, yeah, so we set up Friday and we were in an outside booth and I think this is the first time I kind of felt a little alienated. I mean, we could see obviously other booths around us, but if you were outside, everybody was a little more farther apart. And because we weren't sure, the rain chances for Saturday were kind of, and Friday night. So we were like, we just went and got all of the hardware set up, the grid walls, the signs, excuse me. And then we went back early Saturday morning and put the yarn on the walls because I was telling Sherry of Naughty Yarns. She was there. Excuse me. She was outside too. But she has more experience with being outside. She even had she had a double booth, had this cool little gutter system running between the booths. I was like, what is this magic? And I told her, I said, yeah, I'm not really accustomed to this outdoor stuff and the potential. I can't be having my yarn getting wet. Like, what is this? I said, I think I'm too spoiled for this outdoor stuff. And she's like, oh, you're too bougie. I'm like, hey, I just got to protect the yarn, protect the goods. Anyway, it was wonderful. It didn't even rain. That it got a little above a drizzle around midday. And the fiber festival goers were, they didn't seem to mind at all. And I got to see, I don't know why I didn't take pictures, but Jessica Stoll came by. I think I see her more now that she lives in Virginia than I did when she lived in Florida, which I love. But she and her family came by, and then I met Maureen and Carol came by again. See her more now than I ever did before. I love it. So yeah, it was a good day. Saturday was a good day, but I was on my feet a lot. And then, so I learned my lesson did I say Friday? Saturday was a good day. Sorry. That was the first day. And then Sunday, it was a beautiful day. We took all the walls down, let the air come through, and I got a chair and I sat my butt down and I did some knitting in between customers. So, and at one point I went and relieved Sherry because her husband was gone that day. So I went and relieved her so that she could take a quick break from her booth. And yeah, so, and then the Sunday flew by. We were done at 4. And then I think Bo and I were packed up and out of there by 5:15. Drove a little bit, just a few hours Sunday night, and then drove the rest of the way Monday. It was, those long drives really take it out of you. And I didn't even drive. Bo, I offered to drive and he's like, oh, I'll drive. So He drove. He's awesome. And for some reason, I got a fair amount of knitting done on the way up. I was really happy. But on the way back on Monday, I don't know. I thought I slept okay Sunday night, but I was so tired on Monday. I just was drowsy. Like I think I slept off and on almost the entire day. So anyway, I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing I wasn't driving. So it's all good. Oh, I did want to show y'all. So I posted this on social media. I don't know if you saw it. I love it so much. Look at this beauty. So Laura, which I am wearing my ooey gooey cowl that she knit as a sample for me. And when she sent it back, she included this lovely crocheted pumpkin in it. And look at that. So this is Nautical Wheelers is the colorway. And I forget what she is that Queen of Tarts, I think she said up here. And I just love it so much. It'll go in my pumpkin collection, which by the way, I have yet to set up my pumpkins. I don't know what, and I don't know, do I normally wait until October? But this weekend, all of my pumpkins are coming out. I'm so excited. And I said to Laura, I said, is that knit? Because those look like knit stitches, but it's not. It's crochet. So I love this thing so much. So he will be in pride of place amongst my pumpkins. So anyway, and I will show off my ooey gooey cowl in a little bit. But first, yes, Queen of Tarts. Okay, I know. Isn't it the cutest pumpkin? I know y'all are jelly. Actually, a lot of you probably have your own knit and crochet pumpkins already, and I sadly do not. But I will get there. I have some patterns in my queue, so I intend to do them. Okay, let me show you some of the projects that have been shown on social media and in the Swan City Stitchers group, so you can ooh and ah over them with me. So first up, look what Donna made, y'all. So these are, she said, just basic vanilla socks that she used the Sunshine City colorway on. And how good do they look? I love them so much. Obviously, I get the sense that Donna is a sock knitter because look at this. Donna also knit up these awesome socks and she used, that is Santa's acid trip. How cool is that? Bo was like, ooh, they look like self-striping. A little bit. That's the, because of the way I put down the color repeats. And those center, like those thick sections, that's a pink and a red section together, which is why those are so big, but they look so good. And then she used velveteen and gnarly with that as well. Love it, love it. And then also check out this project. So this is a sea glass tee. Carol Burdette is knitting up, and that pattern is by Wool and Pine. And she's using one consistent strand of Sand Between My Toes, and then the other strand that she holds with it, she's just using a variety of different colors. And if any of you remember Sand Between My Toes, I have some socks. I have actually, Bo and I both have socks knit out of that. It's a very bright, over the top colorway. So, which really comes through in this sea glass, which I love. So, I just love all those colors. And then the color flashing that's coming through there. So cool. All right. And then we were speaking of the Triagonal. So Cindy has already finished 2 of them. I think this first one she did in Troll Hunter, which was a very cool colorway. And I love the way the color is pooling through there as well. And then this one, she used Foxglove. And again, you can see those color repeats, how it changes the layout of the color as the shawlette, gets wider and then narrower again. So it just makes these a variety of cool different patterns. Very, very cool. And then let's see, this is Terry's start to her Triagonal. And she might have said what colorway she's using, but I forget. And Laura finished hers, if I can get it to pop up here. There we go. So Laura, she used a bunch of different colors in here that are perfect for fall. Paint the Town Red is in there. You can see that. And then I think she said Trick or Treat and Clotted Cream. I love them. They all look so good. I think, did you use 7 colors, Laura? Yeah. And then Donna Peters is using the Under the Mistletoe set of minis for her Triagonal. And she decided to do something a little bit different. She said that she's going for stockinette because the pattern basically has you doing garter stitch throughout. But she decided to go with stockinette, and then the garter comes into play where she's transitioning between colors. How cool is that? I love it when y'all do that. We take a pattern and we make it our own. I love that so much. So that one will be a nice Christmassy one for sure. All right. And this, I was so excited to see this. So Marlene knit up, I think it's pronounced Azahar Scarf by Azahar Knits. I'll put the link to it in the show notes. And she used Swan White on Fluffy DK. And what I love, I'm so excited that she posted this, because if you've knit or crocheted or whatever with Fluffy DK, you know that it's a little bit like a thick and thin yarn. And so, and it has a halo, kind of like Fluffy Lace does. And so you might think, is it going to show off a textured pattern like these cables? And you can see that it does, but it's also super soft and squishy. And she says lightweight. So, and that's one of the things that's a little bit like, because it's a DK weight yarn, you'd think, oh, it's alpaca. So you think, oh, it's going to be super heavy, but it's actually the Fluffy DK. I keep telling, it's like wearing a cloud. It's just lightweight and luscious. So thank you, Marlene, for posting that. It's gorgeous. And Linda, our resident sock knitter, one of our resident sock knitters, made a scrappy sock out of a bunch of leftover pinks from her Swan City yarn colorways. Love that combination of colors. Love it. Love it. And then Anne, not to be outdone, also has some scrappy socks. And I love the different widths of those color bands. So she did vanilla. I think this is just a vanilla pattern, but she used candy shards and red letter day in there. And then where's the other? Oh, she has another pair of socks. And this is where she took her leftovers from her first extra light bright sweater and made socks. And I love the reversal of those colors in there. She's got everything from sprinkles, confetti, go big or go home. I think sparklers is even in there. I love those socks. So cool. All right. Cindy Nicholas finished her ranunculus that she made using, so she used Swan White on sparkly sock, and then all that color, the speckles, come from the Fluffy Lace colorway, which she used sprinkles. So I love that combination. And then Jessica, how good does this broom look on her? So she made a short sleeve broom like I did, but she used Teal the Cows Come Home, and it looks so good. Perfect fit. Love it. Gorgeous on her. And then let's see. I know we have, here it is. So Debbie posted, she made a beautifully basic tee out of a Hallmark holiday. Another perfect fit. Love that. I tell you, a Hallmark holiday is probably still one of my all-time favorite colorways. Like, it just, what can I say? I nailed it out of the park. Let me toot my own horn there. I love it so much. All right. And Lonnie finished her Hiss and Vinegar by Casapinka, and she used assorted colorways like Mad Matter, Hog Wild is that blue with speckles in there, I think. And then Turning a New Leaf is also in there. Very nicely done, Lonnie. I love it. And if I did not capture your whip, I apologize. There were a lot this week. I was so excited. I love to see y'all's progress pictures, your FOs, all that good stuff. All right. So well, first of all, before I show you what I am working on, you are the sock person, Donna. I love that we have so many sock knitters. Yeah. Oh, good. Cindy says that was Troll Hunter. I thought so. All right. So let me show you this cowl. So this is the Ooey Gooey cowl that Laura knit a sample for me. So you can see there. And you can use, so I purposely sent her 2 colors from the Dark Harbor collection. So I had her use, you need 2 skeins of fluffy lace if you choose to use that as your main color, and then 1 skein of sport. So I sent her Nautical Wheelers on Trusty Sport. You only need 1 skein of that. And I think, Laura, didn't you have quite a bit left of a skein? Am I wrong about that? I think the yardage requirements on the pattern it's just a little more than 1 skein of fluffy lace. So if you had some in your stash that you wanted to use up, you could. And then how much contrast you use is up to you. And so basically what you do, and Laura, you correct me if I'm wrong, you knit a tube and then you use the Kitchener stitch to put them together, and you put a twist in it like this. You wouldn't have to put a twist in there, but it kind of adds some visual interest to it. So I had her use, did I mention Cavendish is the goldish green color, and Nautical Wheelers is the Trusty Sport. And then, how much contrast you want is up to you. So these 2 colors are a little bit less. So yeah, 52 grams of fluff. So you could probably get by, because each of these are 50 grams. So you could probably, if you wanted to make it a little bit shorter, you could get by with 1 skein of this. So if you're interested in that, yeah. And Laura whipped this. I don't want to say that the pattern is that easy, but she whipped this bad boy up in no time. I was not expecting it to arrive as soon as it did. She was like, I'm done. I was like, well, alrighty then. And I love it. I'm excited. I can't wait to wear this in Nashville. It's very soft and fluffy. Love it. Okay. Bo's saying that the Cavendish looks a lot different on the monitor. Does it? Yeah, it might be. I don't know. Cavendish is one of those awesome. It's one of my favorite greens because it's a gold olive green. But depending on what you pair it with, it can bring out different tones. I use a couple of different dye powders in the recipe to get that that golden green. I love it. And I actually saw it up next to Velveteen this morning. I was dyeing up a wholesale order, and they had ordered Cavendish and Velveteen, and I was like, oh, that actually looks good together too. So anyway, yeah. Okay, what else? So what am I working on? I am almost done with my garnet and gold socks. I finished one whilst we were gone. Love it. I'd keep these for me. So I'm knitting these for Kayla, my stepdaughter, who's an FSU alum. But as I was knitting them up, I was like, these just look like fall socks to me. Like they put it with a little bit of pumpkin patch or another orange or black. You have got yourself a pair of fall socks. I'm telling you. And fortunately, Kayla is a size 8 like I am. And so I'm basically just knitting the socks for me. And then I'll gift them to her in November. So I'm almost done. I literally have 8 rows before I do the toe. And I did the shadow wrap heel. I think I may have, no, I wouldn't have said this because I didn't have the heel done last time. So this is the first time I was able to do a complete shadow wrap heel without having to refer to a video or notes or anything. I just did it myself. So proud of myself. So yeah, so that's the garnet and gold colorway. And then I'm keeping it. I'm going to make her twinsy socks. And so I'm just using gold. And plus two, I was like, I could get a garnet mini, but I have so many scraps that I was like, I'm not going to use another mini for that. And I like, it didn't do it so much here, but when you get a colorway that has, distinct color repeats, it's very cool to see what it will do on a heel. If you use that same colorway, you get this certain patterning going down the sock. And then when you change your diameter or width of what you're knitting, then it sometimes will change up the pattern. But it didn't really do that too much here. So yeah, it looks good though. I love them. I love them. Very much tempted to keep them for myself, but I won't. So anyway, hopefully I am hoping to finish that this weekend because I want to start. What did I do with my book? Oh, here it is. I want to start these socks. I know some of y'all are planning on knitting them. The I'm Batty for Halloween socks from Charlotte Stone. So, and I was thinking, you could really use whatever colors you want. But I'm going to stick to the pattern because there's got lots of pumpkin patch in the shop. That is looking bright on my monitor. Almost a reddish orange, but it's not. This is a full-on tonal orange going on there. And I've got some leftover Pomp and Circumstance that I will use for my bats. So I want to start that this weekend. So I'm tired of having my projects be way behind. My Christmas in July project doesn't get done until September. That sort of thing. So this time I'm on schedule. So I will hopefully start that this weekend, but I got to cake my pumpkin patch colorway first. And then what else? Oh, my Triagonal, which by the way, if you're thinking of doing the Triagonal, you still have plenty of time because we're doing it all through October. I think I said I would announce a winner at the end of October. So here is mine. I'm using the Muted Magic minis for mine. And so she tells you in the pattern how to, if you're going to do more increase sections, then you just do that many decrease sections. And she tells you which, because there's 2 decrease sections. She tells you which decrease section. So I just kept track because I was like, I think I did a couple more increase sections here and then here and here. So I just kept track of how many I did. And I'm kind of doing it just by visual, making sure that each colorway uses about the same amount of yarn, kind of. So, but I think, so I am going to need, after this color that I'm currently on, which is called Tough Love, then I'll use Tea Leaves. And I think obviously I'm going to need another color. But I do have a little bit left of each one. So I thought, maybe what I'll do is I went back and rewound. Y'all, I am obsessed with these little hand wound cakes. Look at this. They're so cute. I could literally pop a little stem on there and call them pumpkins. I won't do that, but they're just so cute. Anyway, I still have some left. So I was thinking what I might do, I don't know, is I might use my leftovers at the end and just do like very small sections of each of the colors. I don't know. I don't want it to look off visually. So, but it occurred to me, if I add another color, if I had, it might cause issues like in my booth, because I'll probably use this as a sample for the Muted Magic mini set, and so that people can see it. Although I don't necessarily need a sample. You more need samples for variegated colorways, really. But I don't know. It occurred, I don't know. I don't know. These are the issues that I have with my indecisiveness. It's like, what am I going to do for that last color? So I could just add another color, but then it's like suddenly it's not, you know, if people ask me about it, it's like, well, yes, I use that set plus another mini. And then, these are the situations I get myself into. So hello, Moon Rose Crafts. And then Cindy, my size 11 feet are jealous. Yes, I will admit having size 8 feet is nice. So yeah, Morgan has size 10. So, but she can knit her own socks, fortunately. So Laura says the Cavendish is a very mossy color in person. That's a great way to describe it. It does look like a nice moss. And yeah, so, and I almost wore, so Bo is saying that the Cavendish, so I have a ranunculus that I knit out of Cavendish, and I always get a lot of compliments on it. And I usually wear it with a white shirt, white being my favorite color of shirt to wear under my knits. And Bo made the comment that it looks really good with Cavendish, and it does. Maybe this blue shirt wasn't the best choice, but I was like, I can't be wearing yet another white shirt. I'll just start wearing white shirts all the time. That'd be my uniform. I got to find my other little mini ball. He rolled way over here. There he is. So yeah. Anyway, so that's where I am with that. And then, hey, Cheryl, glad to see you. Happy Friday. So those are like my two main projects. However, so I want to talk about a couple of things. So in the shop right now, I don't have any like brand new colorways, but I did do, or I have a mystery pre-order for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And oh yeah, I got that. Hey Deb, happy you're here. So anyway, where was I going with this? Okay, yes, those are my two main projects. Because y'all know if I get too many projects, I just don't seem to accomplish anything on any of the projects. So I'm trying to, limit it. Plus, I have, besides Kayla's socks for her, her boyfriend, I told him that I would knit him a hat, and the hat won't take me too long. I don't think, but I need to get that knit up before the end of November as well, because that's when we go to Nashville and when I want to give them their hats. I could always, if something happens and I don't get it done, I can always send it to them, and I may have to do that, but I'm hoping not to. I'm hoping to give them both their projects when we go in November. So anyway, I do have another pair of socks that are on the needles that I also want to finish before Christmas, but we'll see what happens there. However, NaKniSweMo is coming up, y'all. November, National Knit a Sweater Month, right? Is it National Knit a Sweater in a Month? Whatever, but it's hashtag NaKniSweMo is what it's called. So obviously we have to do this, right? At least I want to do this. I hope that y'all will join me. And you can knit, crochet any sweater that you want. I have decided on my sweater. So I'm going to show you all. I was looking through my queue and I found this by Isabel Kramer. You know how I love her patterns. It is called Shawn. I don't know where she got that name, but it's a nice big kind of oversized sweater with some ease built into it. And it calls for a worsted weight yarn held together with a lace weight yarn. So I decided my colors are going to be on squishy worsted. I'm going to use burnt butter. Y'all have been knitting with it, and I love it so much that I decided it's my turn. It's my turn to have a project in burnt butter, which is looking very reddish brown there on my monitor. And I'm going to pair it with nautical wheelers on fluffy lace. Love that. And I'm seeing more and more of it where people are pairing a solid, well, two, it doesn't matter whether it's solid or variegated, but two colors, and they're just slightly different. Like you might have two pinks or a green and a blue, or, two different blues or two different greens. And then they come together and just make a beautiful harmonious blend. So that's what I decided to do with mine. And I am putting together, if you want to knit this particular pattern with me, I am putting together some sweater kits. And I'll probably put them out next weekend. And I know it's early, but they'll be on pre-order. That way I've got plenty of time to get yours dyed up if you want it. Oh, look. There's my list of festival things that I need to take. And somehow it got stuck on the back of that pattern. Anyway, let me put that over there to be filed elsewhere. So and that's kind of the theme that I'm going with in the sweater kits that I'm doing, is that you've kind of got two colors that are similar, but just a tiny bit different so that they blend together nicely. And obviously you can, if you don't like the colors that I've chosen, you can email me and pick out some other colors if you want. I noticed that, and I don't know if I'm going to do, I can't believe I'm saying this. I may not do a gauge swatch just because in the past, her gauge and my gauge are so, it's like we're twins. I'm twins with Isabel. I wish. But so I'll probably still do a gauge swatch just to be sure. But I was already looking at my size. Did I write it down? Why did I not write it down? Because I wrote down the note on how I think I need. So you need the same amount of yardage in both skeins because you're holding them to in both colorways. But lace weight being a 50-gram skein, and it has way more yardage than like squishy worsted does, so you don't need as many. But I'm in the kits, in the listing, I'm basically, you pick your size, and then I'll dye up the correct amount of skeins for you. So I'm trying to see here. I think I decided I'm going to do like size 3 because I want it to be plenty. I want it to have plenty of ease. Yeah, size 3, because I said 875 yards. So anyway, I will post a link to this in the show notes as well if you want to look it up and see if that's something that you're interested in. I love the really loose collar, which you could make that much shorter if you don't, want something up on your neck like that. Oh, yes. Hey, Kim, glad to see you here. So late getting back to our time. Bet you're having jet lag going on. And Katrin, that combo, thank you. Are you talking about what I'm picking from my sweater? I know, isn't it gorgeous? I hope that's what you were talking about. I think Bo might have helped me with that. Anyway, I have some other, Morgan and I were looking at some other equally gorgeous combinations for the kits. So I'm excited about that. Let's see. Can I see the pale light brown with the other two colors that you had? Yes, you can. I'm not sure. Was it this? So like here, this is brown butter. Hello. And this is nautical wheelers, which, yeah, hubba hubba. And then you've also got Cavendish there. And well, here's another version of, so nautical wheelers on. So this is what it looks like on regular skeins without any fluff. And then you can see this is what it looks like on the fluffy lace. I hope that's what you were wanting to see. So here we go. Here we go. So you got brown butter over here, Cavendish, and then 2 skeins of nautical wheelers. So yes. And I'll also do, so I'm going to be honest, these kits they're pretty hefty in terms of the amount of skeins. Like I think I need 4 skeins of squishy worsted, 2 skeins of fluffy lace. So I'll do a small discount on the kits for the opening week. So if you get your orders in early, then I give you a discount so I can get them dyed up. So let's see. Yes, NaKniSweMo, National Knit a Sweater Month. We don't put the A in there though. Yeah, it is easy to butcher it. That's for sure. Oh, Deb, are you sick? I missed that. I'm sorry. That's no good. Let's see, Karen, I might need to cast myself. I know. Yes. Very good. Digging through your stash for some socks. Love it. All right. Yes, Katrin, I agree. Aren't they the best? Burnt butter. What did I say? Brown butter? I'm telling you, words fail me all the time. So, awesome, Moonrose. I'm glad that you like them. You need to tell us your name, Moonrose. I feel weird calling you Moonrose, unless that is your name. It's pretty. It's just not a traditional name. So I feel like, anyway, I'll just stick my foot in my mouth. Don't mind me. Also, so I don't know, did I mention this? The pink ribbon. Did I start talking about that and then get off on it? So the pink ribbon is a color. It's a mystery pre-order that's out for breast cancer awareness. I had a request for that. And I was like, you know what? Let's do a mystery pre-order, shall we? And she said, yeah, that's a good idea. So I said, okay. And I have to tell you, I've already dyed up a practice pot. I tend to do that, an audition pot. And it looks good. So I'm going to leave it up as a mystery pre-order I want to hurry up and get it out for those of you that want to work with it. So I'll leave it up as a mystery pre-order through this next week while I get them dyed up. And those should ship. If you've already ordered it, yours should ship by either next Friday or early the following week so that you get it and have some time to work on it in October if you want. And $5 of every skein sold will go to the Breast Cancer Foundation of Central Florida. I found them and I like what they do. They provide tangible help to people who are fighting breast cancer. And so I like that. I like that sort of thing, knowing that it's going to people who have had that illness. So that's what we're doing. It is a great pink. So I got to tell you, it might end up at some point in the shop. I said pink. Obviously, it's going to have pink in it, but it's more than just pink. Anyway, I really like it. I was like, oh, I did good. I didn't have to make any changes to it or anything. So yeah, I'll be dyeing up. I think we've already raised like $100. And so I'll be starting dyeing those up this weekend. I'm very excited about it. And yeah. Okay. So what else? Dying to Knit. I already mentioned Sleepy Hollow. That is next Thursday. So if you're in Dying to Knit, I think there's at least one person who signed up for Dying to Knit who's not in the Facebook group yet. So if that is you, I sent you an email, but if you didn't get it, just send me an email and I will send you the link because it's a private group. And so you have to be invited in. All right. Oh, something new that's coming up 1 week from tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I will be at the Common Thread over in St. Pete for a trunk show. So it's I Love Yarn Day is next Saturday. So some of you might be celebrating in some form or fashion. And the Common Thread has a couple of things going on. You can check the event page. I put a link to it in the newsletter, or you can check her web. I'm sure there's information on her website as well. She's going to be having some raffles. I think there's a class being taught at some point. And so if the weather's good, then Bo and I will be set up outside. I'll do a little kind of an introduction about my bases. She wanted me to kind of talk about them. I forget what time. I think it's 11. It's in the event thing notification. And so I'll talk about different bases and what kinds of projects that they're good for. And then, yeah, Bo and I will be there all day from 10 to 5. I didn't write down the times, but if you can't find the times, let me know. And then the week after that already is the Falling into Fiber vendor marketplace in Cocoa. So that is at the Beachside Hotel and Suites. So, and I don't know, I believe there are still openings for the retreat itself that's happening that weekend. When I looked on Helen's She Sells Yarn website, it looked to me like there were still a few openings. So you could go to the retreat. And then if you aren't able to go to the retreat, Saturday from noon to 5, the vendor marketplace is open to the public. So I hope to see you there. I've already heard from several of you that I will see there. So I'm excited about that. And let's see. Kim, are you sick too? Oh yeah, you caught a cold. I'm so sorry. Bummer. The trials of travel. And then, a storm that landed today. Let's see. Donna, I thought, yeah, I had a feeling you lived close by. That's exciting. Am I going to see you next Saturday? I hope so. All right. Well, listen, I think that is all I have. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have not yet subscribed, I would love to have you do so. You can hit the bell for notifications so that you can get notified when I post a video or do a live, and hopefully don't delete it. I did do a live last Sunday morning, and I don't know what happened. I must not have noticed the notification when I went to end the video because it deleted the video. So I apologize. I know that's frustrating because I suspect if you were watching the video and then I ended, it probably just took it away. Very frustrating. So my apologies for that. So there is no video from the Shenandoah Valley Fiber Fest. All right, y'all. That is it for me. Thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate you. You know I do. Yeah, and I hope that you have. Hey, Tish, did I see that you were on here? I don't know if I did, but hello. And to anyone else, if I didn't say hi, I appreciate y'all joining me as always. You know I do. Please take care of yourselves and have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. All right. Bye, everybody.